Meghan Markle is one of the most talked about names of the modern era, and yet the biggest question remains unanswered. Why does her story still spark so much attention, debate, and emotion around the world? When Meghan Markle entered the British royal family, it wasn't just a wedding that captured global headlines. It was a cultural moment. An American actress marrying into one of the oldest monarchies in the world symbolized change, modernity, and a break from tradition. For many, Meghan Markle represented progress. For others, she represented disruption. And it's within that tension that her story truly lives. Before royalty, Meghan Markle lived a very different life. She worked in entertainment, built a public career, and understood media in a way few royals ever had. That background shaped how she communicated, how she saw the world, and how she responded to public attention. When Meghan Markle and Prince Harry chose each other, they also chose to navigate two completely different systems: Hollywood visibility and royal restraint. That contrast would later become central to how the public interpreted everything they did. Over time, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry made it clear they wanted more control over their personal lives. Stepping back from official royal duties was a decision that changed everything, not just for them, but for how the public perceived their story. Some people saw courage, others saw controversy. But what's undeniable is that Meghan Markle became a symbol of personal choice, colliding with institutional expectations. One of the defining aspects of Meghan Markle's journey has been her willingness to speak openly. Through interviews, documentaries, and media projects, she shared her perspective on life, pressure, and identity. It's important to understand one thing clearly. Meghan Markle has always spoken from her point of view. Like any individual, her experiences are filtered through emotion, memory, and personal understanding. That doesn't make them universal truths, but it does make them her truth. This distinction is often lost in public debate. Media reaction to Meghan Markle has never been neutral. Praise and criticism have followed her in equal measure. Some audiences connected deeply with her message, while others felt disconnected or fatigued by repetition. This response says as much about modern media culture as it does about Meghan Markle herself. In a world driven by clicks, controversy often lasts longer than clarity. Beyond royal headlines, Meghan Markle has worked to establish herself as a producer, advocate, and independent public figure. Reinventing oneself in the public eye is never simple, especially when the past is constantly revisited. Every new project attached to Meghan Markle comes with expectations, skepticism, and curiosity. That pressure alone would overwhelm most people. So why does the world still talk about Meghan Markle? Because her story touches on universal themes: identity, belonging, freedom, criticism, and the cost of visibility. You don't have to admire her. You don't have to agree with her. But it's difficult to deny that her journey reflects a modern struggle many people recognize: trying to define yourself while the world watches. Meghan Markle's story isn't just about royalty or fame. It's about what happens when personal narrative meets public expectation. When people feel unheard, they often speak louder, not to convince everyone, but to be understood by someone. That's a deeply human instinct. In the end, Meghan Markle may never control how everyone sees her. No public figure truly can. But she has undeniably shaped a conversation that refuses to disappear. And maybe that's why her story keeps being revisited. Not because everyone agrees, but because everyone has an opinion. Meghan Markle's story isn't finished yet. And whether people watch with support or skepticism, the world is still watching.